Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Lynn Renee McDonald for our usual Practical Spirituality Live in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Today, what I wanted to talk to you about is Spirit is guiding me. I had a really wild, really neat experience the other day. So today, I wanted to share that with you because it has to do with past lives and how our past lives with all people and all animals and all creatures will be prevalent in our realities in this earth world today, in the life that we're living right here, right now. To give you an example, and before I get into the examples, what I wanted to talk to you about today and really get into a little bit is our past life relationships with our pets. Okay, I have 3 dogs currently. I did have 4, and it's really, really neat to see how things about them manifest. All right, in earth world reality and our relationships with them. All right, the primary one that comes in from the last few days that I really wanted to talk to you guys about is my Nani. All right, my Nani, I call her Nana. She's a big white German Shepherd. She's such a lover. She's just amazing. Okay, she's a rescue. Okay, like I said, I can't even help it. I have to rescue them because because of love, right? All right, so I'm crazy about animals and pets, and because they are so amazing and they have so much to teach us. But getting back into why we're talking about Nana is because Nana and me have had many, many past lifetimes. She is a white German Shepherd in this life. She's about 9 or 10 years old. She's a rescue. I nursed her back from health, all guided by spirit, and I actually called her in, okay, when a lot of people don't realize this because they live in earth world reality, but when you when you live in earth world reality and a pet leaves, it is not the end of your relationship with them like people think in earth world. It's just not that way. Okay, so what happens is, all right, when you heal you, all right, and you say, and you let go of all your pain and your suffering and your unwellness, or grieving experience, and you heal from that, all right, losing your animal or your pet, in earth world reality, what happens is you let it go when you're able to call that pet back in. So this is a really cool segment on not just past lives, but it's also on the fact that you can call your pet back into you. All right. So your pet, if he so chooses or she so chooses and you so choose, and you've healed yourself from the loss and all of that, and it is time, what I call God's time, all right, your pet can come back in. So that is basically what I did with Nani. Before I had Nani in this lifetime, I had Kayla, and Kayla was my German Shepherd, well, a very light black and tan German Shepherd. That I had prior to her. And I mean, every German Shepherd I have had has been like the love affair for me of the century. And it is because it is of these attachments so to speak, of past life relationships with these particular souls. All right. So I've had German Shepherds for many, many lifetimes. I've had anywhere from between 4 and 6. And I've also had many, many dogs. Okay. Today, I don't just have one German Shepherd. I have a Basset Hound. I have a Chihuahua Pomeranian mix. I have Nani, who's a white German Shepherd, and then I had Jack, who's a black and tan, mostly black German Shepherd. And Jack, of course, was my sister's dog, and now he passed on. And again, it is never easy. I don't care who you are or where you're at in your life. It is never easy in Earth World to lose a pet because we mainly cry for ourselves, So losing Jack, my sister's dog, was really, really rough. Okay, losing my Kayla, who is now my Nani, because you can call them back in, but only when you are healed and if you agree to that with both souls. So your dog also has to agree. It's not like you can call your dog in and the dog has to come. The dog or a pet, all right, only comes if you call it in and you have an agreement and it wants to come back and be with you. And being the love energy beings that they are, 98.999% of the time they're going to come back. However, sometimes they have a different destiny. Like my Nani wants to go and be a wolf. All right. In the next 3 lifetimes, she wants to go back to being a wolf. She has a lot of wolf in her. She likes her space. I can see these characteristics all throughout her, which is prevalent in her soul. Really neat stuff. So what I did is Nani used to be Kayla, all right? And in Earth World, there was many things that would let me know that. that, okay, the first thing that I did was I asked God to return Kayla to me. All right. But Nani came in as Kayla. All right. She is Kayla, soul. All right. It's the same dog, just a different name, a different space, different things manifesting for whatever she chose to come back into Earth World reality with. All right. So that's for all of us and the way things work when we transform, when we cross over, when we decide to come back in, we pick and choose what we want to do, who we want to be, and they do too. All that is love energy wants you to be the greatest you. So therefore, it gives you the reins and allows you to create what you want you to be, your life to be, who you want to spend your life with. So it does this for all energy that is and all that is. All right. So this includes your pets, yourself, your friends, whoever it is. They pick and choose who they want to be, their destiny, and what they came in here and want to accomplish in this Earth world reality and any reality and in all that is. Okay. So I'm working with Nani and all my pets really basically because they all have attachments to me. They have all been different dogs, pets, energy beings. We've all been all of these things in different lifetimes to each other. So there are these past lifetime attachments I like to call them, I really shouldn't call them attachments, so to speak, but because they're connections. A positive thing is a connection, and a connection. An unwell thing in this respect, it would be like an attachment where you're attached and you can't get rid of that. Any unwellness comes in with a lot of times the word attachment. Now, not always, okay? There are exceptions to every rule. All right. However, my Nani used to be my Kayla dog. Both were German Shepherds. They do not have to be, okay? And I've been around dogs all my lifetimes. Every single lifetime I've always had dogs because dogs are super advanced love energy beings. DOG, all right? We've talked about some of this in the past and some of my pet videos, okay? But it is to let you know, this is one of the reasons why I love dogs in particular so much. And all pets are amazing and here to teach us about love, okay? But my Achilles heel for me personally is dogs, all right? Especially German Shepherd dogs. I mean, just crazy nuts about them. But I do love all dogs, all right? There's no question about that. And I find that I somehow rescue them all the time. I mean, 4 is a lot, right? If you think about it. But I'd have a million if I could, but I'm trying to balance so many different things and everything in God's time. So when it is time, maybe I will have that and be able to rescue that. And thank you, God, for that for me and all the gifts and tools we need to do that, to make the world the best place from love for everybody and them as well and all that is. Okay. So, and thank you, God, for that for us. So all of that said, okay, so all of that said, sorry, we just had the male person come into my office here and just threw off the energy. So all that said, I want to get back to Nani because what I realized this weekend, which was really neat, is not all of these things that Spirit wants me to share with you, is that you can call in another pet or the pet that you've had, because many times they travel with us for lifetimes. So all my pets have known me, my sister, my family members, and been parts of our lives for lifetimes, all right? Whether they're dogs, cats, horses, whatever animal you are with, whatever dimension you were with them, they are energy. They are all part of the love energy beings that are magic like us, okay? And they too have their own destinies and make their own choices from love with God or love energy, okay? And here we are like in Earth world reality. So this is the truth about how things work. So with my Nani, okay, I called her back in. She used to be my Kayla. And I said, okay, God, if this is what's best, please bring her back to me. I miss her. I want her to be with me. If this is what she so chooses and what I so choose, thank you, God, for that for us in the best way, for us and all or something better. Bring her back to me now, please. And when it is best for us all from love in the highest form. And thank you, God, for that for me. So this is a way you can call your pet back in. But it will not allow it. In other words, it meaning love energy with the law of universe and earth world in here won't allow your pet to come back in unless you are fully healed. If this experience and it is time, and you both are fully healed, and of the last experiences that you had together and things, and it is settled, so to speak, from a place of love, and you are ready, and your pet has to be ready too. Okay, and so that's when it will manifest and come in, is when it is best for you and everybody. And this is really how these things work. Okay. But I wanted to let you know so that when you think that you're letting your pet go and your pet is dying and it's in earth world reality and you're having a really hard time, the truth is you can call them back. Okay. They come back many, many times, and they will only come back if it is what is best for you and is what, and as well as what is best for them. Okay. It has to be best for everybody. Okay. But this is some of the magic so many people don't know about, because you can do anything in this love energy space, in earth world, at anywhere, in any dimension, because as the more you work with love energy that is God, the more magic you have, the more knowledge and wisdom you gain from here. Okay. All right. And the more magic and things that you can create and do in your life. But if nobody tells us and teaches us this stuff, then we don't know. So when you say goodbye to your pet in earth world reality, it is not the way you think it is. Okay. As people think, oh my God, it's the end. And many times we're crying for ourselves because we love that fucking dog or that fucking animal so much. And we're like, oh my God. And we make ourselves crazy. Right. And I totally get that. And that's in earth world reality, always ask source to assist you with that. So it's never as difficult or rough as it could be. Do you know what I mean? So when you work with love, nothing has to be terrible, miserable, difficult, suffering. It doesn't. Just work with source and ask for the best way to be from love. Clear this out of you, whatever unwellness is or whatever is in creating this in you for you to feel this way and be in this space and be unwell or be miserable or have a rough time. Clear, heal, and change it. And thank you, God, for that for us. And then put in the best way to be from love. Thank you, God, for that for us. Always in the best way for us in order something better. Okay? So, all right, when Kayla passed away, okay, what happened is I asked God to bring her back to me. And then what happened was a whole series of events that brought her back to me, all right, when it was time and when I was finished grieving. And that took about 2 to 3 years after Kayla had passed before Nani or Kayla's soul could come back in to be Nani, okay? When this happened, I called her in from God, and when it was the best time is when it happened. And what happened is I was feeling like having a dog. We were researching it. We were creating it. I wanted a German Shepherd because of my crazy love for them. Okay. And so I wanted this pet back, if that was what was best for all of us. So that's what I asked God for. Okay. And lo and behold, I ended up going to like 2 or 3 guided places to go that were rescues. Because when I asked God, where should I go? They just directed me, my soul with love energy that is God in earth world reality, directed me to where I needed to go to find my Nani. And it was so crazy or my Kayla. Okay, she's Nani in this life. She was Kayla in past life, and she was a black and tan German Shepherd. Now she's a white one. So what happened is I was with my 2 little girls, and we went to the Pound, which was here in Virginia Beach, the Pound, way back when, because now she's like 10. So she's 10 according to what age we know she is, in earth world reality. Spirits tell me, yeah, she's about that. So what happened is she was a rescue. She was in the Pound. And when I went there, they just showed me a picture. And all I could see was this big pink nose. And I couldn't really see if it was a shepherd or what kind of dog it was, because they had a book because I couldn't find anything in the pens. I wasn't connecting. And then they had this big book, right? This big book. And in the book was a whole bunch of pictures of dogs that they had in the back that were in quarantine. And I just flipped through it, and I just knew. I saw this big ass pink nose, and I was like, holy fuck. I'm like, I want to see that dog. And they're like, well, you can't see that dog. I'm like, what kind of dog is that? Well, we think it's a German Shepherd. I'm like, well, what kind of dog is it? I'm like, I want to see that dog. When is that dog going to be quarantined, right? Or out from quarantine? So then I made it a point and went back 3 separate times with their bullshit of their crazy rules and how they get all things fucked up. When I think about it, it was probably Mercury retrograde because they so messed it up. I was like, oh, they're like, come back tomorrow or in 3 days, the dog will be out of quarantine. And then I came back and the dog wasn't out of quarantine. And then I was like, look, I'm like, when is this dog really going to be out of quarantine? I come back, the dog's still not out of quarantine, kind of a thing. So I'm like, okay, you're wasting my time. I need to see this dog. I want to know when this dog is here so I can see him. And then they were like, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you can see him today. And it was just all kinds of crazy, wacky stuff. It's like 1 minute they have this rule, the next minute they don't. And that's the issues with earth world reality, because they're not coming from here. They're coming from unwellnesses and crazy habits, patterns, and beliefs that are all in alignment with unwellnesses and toxic stuff and things that don't behoove them in their souls. And it manifests in earth world reality on a singular level and a collective consciousness level and in government and groups and all of that. So this is what we're dealing with. When we vibrate here, we still have to be able to function here. So this is why it's so important we work with God from here to function in here, because we're not from here. We're from here. It's like, what the fuck? So to get the best solutions for anything, you got to bring it to the highest source of love. And that's what I did. And so I went, for my final time to the pound again. They brought this dog out, and I knew instantly it was Kayla. And I was like, oh my God. And I had already picked out her name because prior to this, I was manifesting it in my dreams and in my reality as I'm looking around trying to find the dog and feeling the energy and working with spirit. I'm doing all this stuff. And so what happened is I brought my 2 little girls in. They brought the dog out on a leash, and instantly we all bonded. And she hugged and kissed my girls, like hugged meaning, kisses on the face and all that. You know how dogs hug, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And I knew instantly she was so loving and so amazing, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm taking this dog. And she was very, very sick too. She had she was loaded with worms. She was super, super skinny. She had a double ear infection. She was never fixed, of course, because she was still a baby, really. But she had been living on the streets. They had found her on the streets, right? So we scooped her up, and I was like, I just knew this was the dog. So you will know you have that connection. Her face even looks like my old dog, Kayla, has all those feminine tendencies. Now she's not the same coloring, right? But there's ways in Earth World that we see this and we know this and we know the truth about what is happening by how it feels in here. And it matches up metaphysical with Earth World, all right? And we feel it and we see, we literally see, know, feel, hear, all of our metaphysical gifts in Earth World reality that tell us that yes, she is this dog. She is the same dog that I had, lifetimes. And she would travel with me as a warrior for lifetimes. And I knew instantly she kissed and loved on my kids. She kissed and loved on me. She was so petrified in that thing. They were telling me that in the pound, and they were telling me she's going to shit all over the house because all she does is shit here. Really, she's in the fucking pound. She's stressed the fuck out. You'd shit all over the place too if you were like on death row, if you think about it, really, God bless her, but that's what caused her to lose it. I mean, she's, and they're such loving beings, and we'll say, what? Oh, makes me crazy. All right. Is to be loved, right? They want a decent people to connect with. All right. So getting out of this super emotional space, so I can function here. Thank you, God, for that for me. So what happened is I take her home. She comes with me instantly, gets in the car. No accidents, no nothing. Is fantastic with the kids. I take her out. Instantly, I think she's going to run in the house. I open up the door. She runs away. But she doesn't run away. She runs to the surrounding houses, and I call her Nana, and I call her, and she comes right back, comes right into the house. Never crapped in the house, never pooped, never opened up the garbage, never tore up a fucking thing. Because so many times rescue animals, when they find the right family and they know it, there's no need for them to crap all over the place. There's no need for them to run away. There's no need for them to be sick because they know in their soul, in their hearts, they're where they need to be with the best love energy for them. And they step into that within themselves. And this is just all part of the amazing that God love energy is in Earth World as well as metaphysically. So everything just went into place. We had some quirks that we needed to work out. She instantly knew her toys, and that were the old toys that I had from Kayla. I introduced some of them to her, right? Her old bowl. Everything was just so harmonious, and it was just so in alignment, and it was just so magical. The dog never ran away. The dog never tore up the garbage, never crapped and peed the house. In fact, the only time my dog had an accident, my Nana had an accident in the house, was when she wasn't well, right? And sometimes that's what happens. And that's okay, because she's not going to do, it's not like she did it out of anger and frustration or all of that. Now, sometimes they will do that, and that doesn't make them bad. It's part of their growing and learning and their changes of needing to be well in here as well as adjusting. Okay. With love, right? Okay. So Nani, from all the things that I knew about her, just the way she acted, the mannerisms, the energy, the way she looked, I could see she was this same energy that used to be my Kayla. And we had that connection. I could see it in her face. I saw it in her pink nose. I mean, and everything just flowed. She was fantastic with my kids. She was super protective of me, right? So these are all the things that you're going to see in your pets that you're going to know, hey, this is my dog. This is my pet. This is the one for me, because there's going to be too many uncanny connections where you're going to be like, holy shit, this is like the other dog. Or you're going to recognize the energy as, and it's going to feel good to you. And you're just going to know. Okay. The other thing that Nana does is she's super protective of me. She's not a big fan of men. All right. And we're working through this. But I can tell you that this is because we've had so many past lifetimes together. And I was a warrior many, many lifetimes, 23 to 27. Okay. Why do I say that? Because 23 were complete, 4 were not. Okay. They need to be completed. That's the 27. Okay. So each lifetime we have, there's different forms of being a warrior. But we'll get into all of that, why I get 23 to 27. And we'll talk about that in another video. And thank you, God, for that for us. All right. But what happened here is Nani having lifetimes of being my protector. She's super, super, super in tune and protective of me. And so was Kayla. But what's interesting is what has happened in this lifetime is she has issues. And I will tell you why. She walks around the house a lot and will bark and interrogate men and strangers, and especially when I am there. And the reason she does this is because we had one particular past life that she carries in with her and that I carry too, where she would be my protector because she was a wolf, all right? Because way, way, way back in Celtic times, when I was a warrior for many lifetimes, she was a wolf and we had this really amazing connection. But she was my girl, my dog, really. Right. And she was my wolf. Okay. And she still acts like a wolf today. In fact, she told me she's going to 3 lifetimes from now, she's going to come back. And actually in the next 3 lifetimes from now, she wants to come back and she wants to be a wolf. And I must let her go from love. Right. And we've talked about that. So, but what happens is, so you can see all these wolf tendencies in her. It's really just amazing. All right. So what happens is she's super protective of me. And here is why. Because in this one particular, there's been many lifetimes we've had together, but there's this one particular lifetime. Now we have to work on this spiritually for both her and me to get these behavioral changes to change. Energetically, spiritually, we have to go into her soul and we have to work on this stuff. Because what she's doing is she's being super protective of me because she remembers in her soul, a lifetime that was very traumatic for both her and me, where I told her it was okay to trust somebody and we were together in the woods and she was my protector and there was a bunch of people. And what happened was, in that lifetime, many, many, many lifetimes ago, what happened is she was my protector and I told her it was okay and it wasn't okay. And the guy they were telling me it was a band of 3 and they were trying to overrun me and take our stuff, me and her, and she knew and I told her it was okay. And so what happened though is that it wasn't okay. And the guy jumped out and stabbed her and killed her, okay? In fact, he shot her with an arrow and then jumped on her. But then I, being the warrior that I was like, oh, fucking no, you don't do that. Not to my fucking animal, not to my pet, not to my baby, So what happened was I lost it because they were attacking me and my pet. So I fucking ended up, they're telling me killing all 3 of them because what they did was just so uncool. But this is, again, in a different lifetime. But Nani remembers that from in here. And so she is very, very super protective with me, especially around men. 3 men, okay? 3 men were who attacked us, all right? The first one killed her, and then I was devastated, and then I just fucking lost it, within my soul. And so, but this is really important for you guys to know because we carry this stuff in lifetimes, and it manifests in us in different ways. It doesn't mean she's going to kill somebody in this lifetime or I am either because we've grown and we've healed a lot from that, but still we will carry with us some of that energy if it needs to be healed or if we need to have these tools and gifts for this lifetime. And we want to always manifest that and create that in the healthiest, best way. And in this particular case, she is being healthy. She's being a dog, a protector. She's designed to guard the energy. That's the energy of the property and know about boundaries. So she teaches people about boundaries, and she's like, when my mom is here, the boundary is that you don't get near my mom. And that's how she is in this lifetime. And she's reliving in some way, shape, or form. She remembers what happened in that lifetime and how she protected me. And so she does this. And what's interesting is she ultimately doesn't listen to me very well when she gets in that space. And so this is something me and her have to work on because she doesn't trust me with, because of what happened. So she's trying to be ultra protective, right, of me. Again, these are all things that manifest in this lifetime in her and in me that need to be healed from this lifetime. And this is why any kind of energy work that you do with love energy that is God is always going to help and assist you in all ways. But this is why getting into your soul and doing like the super advanced soul transformational energy work that Spirit does with me and through me is fantastic for this. So this is just some of the stuff in my reality that I realize, I got to work on this. I got to work on this for Nani and with Nani and for me. Okay. So these are really, really super cool stories and ways for you to relate to your pets, your people, your animals, your life, and see how they connect. All right. Because Nani was killed. She's super protective of me. She doesn't trust me in a way. She doesn't trust others. And she especially doesn't trust men. And I told her it was okay. So she gives me a hard time about listening to me. And all of this stuff is in this lifetime. When men are around, she runs around the house barking at them, following them, making sure that they don't get near me a lot of times and protecting me. And this is all from that lifetime, as well as many lifetimes of having this role and being my protector, and where we both looked out for each other. And even today, we look out for each other from love. And that's really what this is about. Because the reason I would lose it in any lifetime, in like such as that, is from a place of love. All right, those people were trying to steal from us, trying to kill us, trying to be super unwell to us. And this is why, right, we do the things we do sometimes from love. We always must be guided from love. I'm not saying you should run around killing everybody. I'm just telling you about the spaces that we were in past lifetimes and how the energy can manifest in this lifetime. And we'll get into death and dying, killing, and all that lovely stuff. That's sarcastic, really. It's not lovely, but it is stuff that needs to be addressed, right? It's only as bad or unwell as you think it is. And it's all not necessarily what you're doing or about this stuff. It's really your intent. It's your intent behind what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing, okay? So all these things are super important. I wanted to share with you this past life connection with me and Nani, how she came, how you can call in your other pets, how you can create your best life with you. You can work on your soul and their souls to change and create the best of everything that you so desire. And that's what this video is really about. So I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in a day or so. You guys have the best day, and I hope to see you soon. And have a great night.